I love my wife, but I'm gay.
What do you mean by that?
No, this is a real thing. It's particularly older people who have been gay, but either not been able to open up about it or have grown up in a time where it's not been a thing where it's accepted. So they've essentially been forced to just settle down, marry, have kids, but they are unhappy because they are gay and they are not living the life that they want to live. But that doesn't mean they don't love their wife. You know, they've grown with this person. That's the mother of their kids. It's probably someone they've had a good friendship, relationship, whatever you want to call it. And I do think it is possible to love your wife because that is your person, but you're unhappy because you are gay and you're not fulfilling that.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I won't press that. We'll see what he has to say.
Should I come out now? Yes or no? My wife is the most important person in my life, and I would never want to do anything to hurt her. But I'm also gay, so I'm not sure how to approach it or even how to come out.
After hearing the group's advice, which choice will this person make? This is the dilemma.
Before they do this, what do you
always
think? Do you think he should or he shouldn't?
He should tell her. You would think to tell your wife that you're gay. I mean, I can imagine it's a difficult conversation. If he's had kids with her, it's going to be even more difficult. But then why have you had kids with her if you're gay? Maybe you're right. He lives in a religious community that doesn't accept it and he was forced into it. Maybe.
I think
we're assuming.
Yeah, I think that's where the difficulty comes into it, is if you have got kids, like a family, a house, mortgage, it's just not easy to just
But it's going to be
crush a
devastating.
world like that. He's either going to suffer or she's going to suffer, but either way, both of them are going to just, one of their worlds are going to crumble.
She's built a life with him now. We don't know what he's done yet. We don't know if they've got kids. Maybe they do. It's going to be even worse. Maybe they've got a mortgage. That's going to be even worse. They've built a whole life together. I understand he didn't have the courage to do it, but imagine how she's going to feel now. This man that she's loved for however many years has probably never found her physically attractive because he's gay. So her life has essentially been a lie. However many years that she's lived with this man has been a lie. And that has got to be a one bitter pill to swallow.
How long into the relationship did you realize you were gay?
I knew before I got married.
He knew before he got married.
Okay. Let's listen to what he has to say as to why he still proposed or didn't tell her.
How did you meet your partner?
We grew up in the same community together. We started off as friends, then best friends, and it grew from there.
Is your partner supportive of everything you do?
In our viewpoints on religion, yes. In terms of supporting the LGBT community, no.
So religion is a big cornerstone of your guys' relationship?
We both grew up in the same religious community, so we both grew up with the same values and the same social guidelines. So yes.
Do you think your wife knows you're gay?
No, she doesn't.
What was your reasoning for marrying a woman even though you knew you were gay?
I thought that if I got married, that it would change me and that I could become straight.
Okay, so what's your thoughts on what his answer is to that now then?
Bro, listen, okay? If you wanted to know if you were straight or not, why don't you just have sex with multiple women? Like, marriage is a lifelong commitment. You commit to that person till death do us part, right? Don't you think it's a little bit selfish to use your wife as an experiment? Even if you're confused, even if you think I'm being insensitive, why wouldn't you just go and sleep with a bunch of women?
Okay.
You'd figure it out then, right? If you had thoughts that you were gay, wouldn't you go sleep with some women before you got with their man?
Yeah, but he's already been sleeping with her, so he would have known. But I think potentially it's not coming from a place of an experiment. Maybe it's the fact that he was gay, but he didn't want to be gay or accept that he was gay. So he was just trying to move forward with his life in terms of maybe this can change me because he doesn't want to be gay.
Yeah, but you're tethered to someone else. Like, think about her.
Yeah,
you don't know if you're
course.
gay, fine. I understand that can be a dilemma. But then you put that on someone else. And you knew you were gay beforehand. You said you knew you were gay beforehand. And you thought marriage could change you. Why would that change you? Like you said earlier, you can love your partner. You can love someone and not be physically attracted to them. I think that's incredibly selfish. Whether or not he thought of it as an experiment, his wife is the experiment. If you need to know if you're gay or straight, just have sex with the opposite gender and the same gender.
I just think it's not been easy for a lot of people coming out.
It's not going to be easy for the wife when she hears this.
I want to be truthful, but I also don't want to hurt the people surrounding me. I'm a very honest person. I don't lie. So the fact that I'm basically living a lie right now gives me a lot of anxiety and depression. But I know if I came out suddenly, it would devastate her.
It would have been devastating to hear in the beginning. I can only imagine the catastrophe that awaits that he's going to tell her now. Now that you're married. We don't even know if they have kids yet. Did he say they have kids?
He hasn't mentioned
Yes.
it yet, no. So
Okay,
they
so
might not be.
Kids are going to be the cherry on this cake. The marriage thing is bad enough because you've essentially wasted someone else's time in the pursuit of figuring yourself out. And I get figuring yourself out can be a bit scary, but you can't do it at somebody else's expense. She's going to be... I mean, she's going to have to divorce you. That's going to go against her
there's
name.
no way you can stay together.
Yeah, it's just a bit of a... I think it's selfish, personally. Maybe people think differently.
So is there an expected fallout that extends beyond just the relationship of you and your wife? Like, is it more than just your guys' relationship that's at stake?
My job is tied to the church, so I could potentially lose my job. I would most likely lose my family, my friends, my wife. I would lose everything, basically. I would have nothing and no support.
Are we the only people who know about this?
I've never told anyone.
So this is it. So when you hear him say that, can you not come from a place of understanding why he's just living this lie and doing what he's doing? Because he knows he's got no choice, essentially. But it's eating him alive.
Unfortunately, although I can understand his stance, being attached to the church and all that, unfortunately, I'm still going to have to say no because you have tethered yourself to somebody else. We don't know how long they've been together, but any amount of time is going to be a waste of this other person's time. It would take a special kind of character to be able to not want to lose your temper upon hearing that.
What is he supposed to do? Just stay single forever?
No,
Because
he
no
doesn't
one
have
will
to stay.
accept him being gay.
There's
He'll lose
loads
his
of
job, he'll
places.
lose his family, he'll lose his friends. Where is the solution? If he's not
There's
coming
loads of
out
places that accept gay people now.
now, but it's I think this is why he's only now saying it now, because of how accepting it is. Whereas if he was going through this before, he wouldn't have been in that situation. So if he feels like there's no way out, I'm not going to be able to come out, I may as well just settle down with a woman. He's just trying to make his life work and move on.
Yeah, he is, but at the expense of someone else. That's the only problem here.
But it's not to say that he doesn't love her.
It's not about that, though, because when you're in a marriage with somebody, generally you're sexually attracted to them, and generally you're not attracted to the other gender unless you're bisexual. He's not even bisexual. It's not even like he likes guys and girls. He just doesn't like her. He loves her as a person, but there's no sexual attraction there. So I'm assuming they have been having sex, and he's probably wants to throw up every time. Yeah, I understand he's in a tough situation. It sounds like he's part of a religious community. He probably lives in somewhere rural in America, but at the end of the day, you tethered yourself to somebody else, and now they have to pay the price because of you, but essentially.
Just based on this information now, you guys can switch to the other side if you want.
The reason I said no, I'm bisexual. Same as you, it took me a cool minute to kind of come to terms with that. So it's like, I look more at like, am I safe? If you do, gone. You could lose a lot of things that you've built up on this foundation.
Have you at all considered reaching out to therapy or some sort of counseling to help you through this process?
In the community I live in, it's a little bit hard to find counseling. I live in a more rural area, so the majority of counselors are based through the church.
I knew it. He lives in a rural area. Exactly what I said. I get his predicament. In areas like that, it would be difficult to come out as gay. They're religious areas with tight-knit communities. So I understand his reasoning. I understand the position that he's in. It's just unfortunate that somebody else has to pay the price. The way I see it is that as unfortunate as your circumstances might be, it's not an excuse to put it on someone else. Imagine you married a guy and you found out a year, 2, maybe 3 years in that he's gay.
No, I know, I'd be devastated. But I don't think he's done it with a selfish intent. I think he's generally just tried to make something work.
I don't think he's done it selfishly, no, he has done it selfishly, but I don't think his intention was to be malicious. But it's objectively selfish what he's done.
If you show who you really are, to somebody, to anybody, they're gonna show you who they are, like 100% of the time. And if you're surrounding yourself with people who are kind of not in support of the person that you really are, then that's not a healthy situation to be in. And I think he should 100% come out like today.
I think that guy talking in absolutes is kind of silly. You can show me your true, authentic self, and I can still show you a fake side of me. People don't always show their true sides. As a matter of fact, they very rarely show their true side. That side is reserved for themselves in the mirror when no one's looking. You very rarely get the most authentic side of someone, even if you present yourself in an authentic way. That's not to say someone won't do it. There are obviously instances where people open up and it's received positively, but to give them the advice to say you should do it today because 100% of the time people respond authentically. First of all, maybe they will respond authentically, and it might be a violent response. He's dug himself a hole. He's got to figure out how to climb out of it right now. You can't just jump out of it. I think if he comes out straight away without a plan in motion now, it's going to be worse.
Yeah, he can't just make an impulsive decision on something that's been built up for years as well. It needs to be dealt with properly because it's not a small thing. It's something that's going to be very life-changing for both him and his wife. So it definitely needs to be done properly.
Yeah, it needs to be done in the correct way now. He's already dug a hole. It's too late. You can't just drop it. That is going to cause all manner of devastation.
I'm bisexual. It took me a cool minute. One of my, I'm not going to name names, I'll say a family member, told my parents. It gave me a lot of anxiety. It was like, am I going to get kicked out? I'm going to stay here. Are they upset with me? It was very much like, okay, whatever. I don't want to talk to you right now. And it's like, I know coming out, like everyone's like, do it. It's great. You'll feel better. But for me, coming out, it made me feel worse. Because I'm like, I live my truth, but it didn't make me feel the way I wanted to feel.
I believe that everybody should live their truth. You're not emotionally responsible for anybody. You don't owe anybody your life. You be you, and they'll figure out how to be them.
I was going to say, what do you have to say back to that then?
That's all well and good if you're not married to somebody and you're lying to them. He hasn't been his true authentic self because he lied to her, right? She wouldn't have married a gay guy. I'm assuming she wouldn't have married a gay guy. So you can't just say to somebody now in the context of this situation, be your true authentic self and let them figure it out. You need to put her feelings first. You put her in this situation. You need to make sure she comes out in the best manner possible. You need to be there to make sure she figures that shit out, not the other way around, because you did this. That's not me being insensitive. It's just a fact. You did this. So you've got to make sure that she's okay, because obviously she's not going to be okay. This is going to be devastating for her to hear. God forbid you have kids.
So I first want to be clear that yes, you should come out, but you should definitely wait and give it a little bit more time. Because we're worried about your safety, number one. The other thing too is that you need resources and you need time to get those resources. Like I said, like these divorce processes and everything, they don't take a week. And then it's all about your community, right? Personally, me and my family is super religious, so I very much understand where you're coming from about investing so much time in your community and the sense of loss that comes with it. But you have to understand that you'll be fine, your relationship with God will be fine, but this is a very tough decision that is more than that.
How much do you guys want to bet he's going to go to no? Guarantee, and I agree. At this point in his life, he has to go to no. If he just comes out of it, that is potentially going to have catastrophic ramifications. So he kind of has to go to no, but he shouldn't have lied about his sexuality from the beginning.
But it's just like from how long it's been going on now, there's never going to be a right time to do this. So maybe he does just need to just do it and get it out of the way. Otherwise, he will keep pondering and he will never do it.
Yeah. But unfortunately,
you can't prepare yourself.
Yeah, but because of the manner in which he's gone about it, doing it like that is going to cause big problems. Like they said, his community is going to kick him out because they sound like they don't take that shit, and he's going to need resources. So yeah, he's going to need some time to build resources. The only flip side of that is you are still being selfish because your wife is coming home every day and she's thinking, oh, there's my man. Meanwhile, you're thinking all kinds of things. So
yeah.
Yeah, so upon getting home, I told my wife that I wanted to do counseling. And we've been meeting with a wonderful counselor, and she has just been able to give us a lot of tools to work with. We meet one-on-one, so I get a chance to be very open with her about how I feel. So I think within the next few months, definitely, I'll be ready to fully come out and just prepare myself and my wife for that. While I do believe that it's a decision to made faithfully through God, I also think that it should be a decision that's made with the help of a counselor. I think that it's only fair to my wife that when I come out, I do it in a way that's not only safe for me, but safe for her, and to make sure that I have the resources I need in case something does go wrong.
He's scared. He is scared.
Yeah, he's shook, you know, but let this be a lesson to you guys. Do not lie about shit like that. There's a lot of things you can lie about that might fall under the radar. That is not one of them. That is an egregious lie. That is a life-altering lie.
But I just don't think it's that simple.
It's not that simple. It's definitely not that simple. But his poor wife now. I can't imagine what she's thinking, but let us know what you guys think. Do you have anything else you want to share on it?
No.
All right, so yeah, that's all mad to me. But you guys know where I stand. Let me know what you think in the comment section.
Yeah, let us know in the comments.